Good morning and welcome to this morning's reflection. And today we are going to be reading an excerpt from Psalm 27. And once again, if you would like to read the whole psalm, then please take time to do that now. I am simply going to, for the sake of space and time, to read an excerpt. Caught up in your beauty, I speak of my heart's desire, to find the fullness of life dwelling in your presence forever. And to read it again. Caught up in your beauty, I speak of my heart's desire, to find the fullness of life dwelling in your presence forever. There is an old document, the 6th century document, which is the Rule of Benedict, and it was designed to point the way to fullness of life. And it is quite clear. Everybody must be known by somebody wise enough, caring enough, balanced enough to help them know themselves. Benedict calls it the 4th degree of humility. The implication is that if we fail to work through the thoughts, the ideas, the pains that consume us, well, then we cannot grow beyond them. And so we need to learn to trust. We need to learn to share, to admit our weaknesses, as hard as that is, to take off our masks, to be in the world with honesty and authenticity. That's a scary thing. But that doesn't mean that we tell everyone everything. It means that we must tell someone everything. Who is your someone? You see, that's why choosing friends is so important, and that's why friends are so important. That's why allowing someone into our lives is key to our own development. Intimacy is not a condition. It is a necessity for human growth. Emily Dickinson wrote, "I felt it shelter to speak to you." I felt it shelter to speak to you. Do you have someone, when you speak to them, you feel as if you are sheltered? Perhaps there is no better way to describe the real effects of intimacy other than it is shelter. Those who are our intimates are those with whom we are safe and respected, regardless of how small we may seem to ourselves at the time. The question is whether or not any of us have ever fully lived until we have known such comfort. We are not, and the psalmist is clear, a world unto ourselves. To find the fullness of life, we must go out of ourselves. To find the divine presence of God, in the other. The awareness of beauty beyond ourselves calls us to become more than we can possibly be alone. We can only be intimate with those whom we allow to be themselves. Intimacy is not the right to control someone else. It is simply the expectation that we can trust the other in our behalf. The person with whom we can be intimate, we may tell the other half of our soul, knowing that it will never, under any circumstances, be used against us, and that they can do the same with us. If there is no one in life with whom you are completely honest, then there is no one in life that you really love. Beware people who won't give you space for more friends, for other friends, for other activities, for new ideas and unrelated experiences. When people are trying to control you, trying to control your relationships, whom you may see and whom you can't see, they're a lot more interested in themselves than they are in you. The painter Claude Monet wrote, "I perhaps owe having become a painter to flowers." There's a lesson in that statement, I think. Do you love anything else enough to say that it has truly changed, shaped, and formed your own life? Give careful thought to that today. And if there isn't somebody with whom you can be intimate, then perhaps this is a journey you need to begin in prayer with God, to seek that person with whom you can share your whole self. And perhaps today you can begin by taking a chance. Risk who you are by having a meaningful conversation with another person. Truly speak of your deepest heart's desire to someone else today. And do that in God. Amen.